Yo, what is up guys? It's me, Lee, back bringing you guys some more daily NBA news and updates. But before we get into what we gotta get into today, I gotta talk to you guys about something else real quick. So it turns out that I'm not gonna be getting NBA footage until the actual season starts. They're not gonna be giving me highlights for preseason to use. That being said, there are also certain restrictions being placed on the videos that I use the footage in. So in order to kind of get around these restrictions, the only way I can do the highlights and the news would be to make two separate videos, one for highlights and one for news and updates. I can't combine them like I did last year. Just to let you guys know that if you really want the highlights, if you really want highlights and breakdown of the games, I am going to do them for you just in a different video from the update. So it's going to be a little bit different than it was last year, but I also think this can make it a little bit better for everyone. But we got some stuff to talk about today, so let's not waste any more time. Let's get into it. Lego. Tyronn Lue, don't do this to us, all right? Tyronn Lue, the head coach of the Cleveland Cavaliers, aka the team that Derrick Rose now plays for, just teased us all a little bit yesterday with some of his comments about Derrick Rose. He was asked if he thinks if it's possible for Derrick Rose to regain his MVP form, and he certainly does think that it's possible. From what I've seen, yes, he's been great. Just his whole attitude, his work ethic, having him on the floor. I didn't know he was such a great passer. He makes a lot of great passes, and just watching him over the course of these last few days and watching stuff on Synergy, I didn't know he can make a lot of those plays because he's so dynamic, and you see him dunking and exploding to the basket, but he understands how to make the right play, and that's good for us, especially with our shooters on the floor. Just when everyone had given up on seeing the old MVP Derrick Rose again, we get this dropped on us that Tyronn Lue says Derrick Rose is once again looking more like his old MVP self. Now, do I actually believe this? Do I think that Derrick Rose can get to his MVP self? I'm not 100% sure. Physically, like in terms of jumping ability and explosiveness, I don't think he'll ever 100% regain that form. Just because you go through so many injuries, and it's only natural that stuff deteriorates. So I don't think he'll ever be 100% athletically the same Derrick Rose. But what I do think that he will get back to is the MVP mindset of Derrick Rose. Let's be honest here. Derrick Rose hasn't been himself ever since he came back from the injury. Not just athletic, physically, jumping wise, but play style wise too. He used to be fearless attacking the rim, and now it's just not the same. Even Derrick Rose came out and said yesterday that he also believes that he has been playing differently than he was back before his injury. I was in a dark place years ago. By dark place, I mean I was playing like revenge basketball, and that wasn't my way of playing basketball. I enjoy competing, but when I came back, it was about trying to get back to the top and proving everybody wrong. Like, I know who I am as a man. I know who I am as a player and a person. There's no point in doing that anymore. It's just being secure as a person and knowing who I am. It sounds like he has finally accepted what has happened to him and is ready to start a new chapter. Like I said, I don't think it's physically possible for him to return to his MVP self, but that doesn't mean that we can't see more similar things to MVP Derrick Rose. It's all about his mindset. If he gets that mindset back, then who knows what we can see from him. Derrick Rose is still only 28 years old. I know it seems like he's a lot older than that since he's been through so much already, but he is only 28 years old. He has some good years left in him. So who knows, we could see a little bit of a rebirth of Derrick Rose on the Cleveland Cavaliers this season. It's not like Tyronn Lue was the only person excited about what he has seen from Derrick Rose. Both Tristan Thompson and LeBron James have been praising what they have been seeing out of Derrick Rose in the Cavs jersey so far. So it is exciting. I'm looking forward to seeing what Derrick Rose can do this year. Defensively, this sounds like an absolute nightmare for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Offensively though, it sounds like an absolute nightmare for every other team in the NBA. Kevin Love starting at center. No, you do not have to rewind the video. No, I did not lose my mind. No, I am not crazy. I know it sounds crazy, but it is crazy, and it is also something that the Cleveland Cavaliers are strongly considering. Tyronn Lue is thinking about starting Kevin Love at center. When I first read this, it left me speechless. Of course, Kevin Love can rebound just as well as almost every other center in the NBA, no question about that. But as far as doing other center-like things, such as protecting the paint, not so much. So that's really where my doubts come, but maybe the Cavs aren't scared about giving up a couple points in the paint here and there, because offensively, they will be a much better team than any other team, for the most part, that they go up against. And also, I highly doubt they would dare start Kevin Love at center against teams like the Grizzlies or the Spurs or the Pelicans or any other physically dominant teams down in the post. But against Golden State and other perimeter-based teams, the majority of the teams in the NBA right now, you might be able to get away with starting Kevin Love at center. Tristan is a very dynamic roller, guy that plays a lot as a dunker. Myself, I had to play inside out, mix that up and really take what the defense gives you, but it gives us a different look. I mentioned different dynamics out there on the floor with different lineups, and we're so deep now that you can see Dwyane Wade and a lot of guys similar size in that 4 to 5 spot. We're going to see guys playing interchangeable. It's not just going to be on the defensive end in that regard. That's what Kevin Love had to say about him possibly starting at center for the Cleveland Cavaliers. And I do understand for the most part what he was trying to say, but there was a part that has me really confused. We're so deep now that Dwyane Wade and a lot of guys similar in size at the 4 and 5 spot. Dwyane Wade and a lot of guys of similar size at the 4 and 5 spot. I'm not quite sure what it is that means, but it sounds like he's trying to say Dwyane Wade playing the 4 or the 5 spot, or players similar in size to Dwyane Wade like J.R. Smith playing the 4 and the 5 spot. I understand that the weakness of the Cleveland Cavaliers roster right now is their center position. That's the position with the least amount of strength to it, but it can never be this bad when you have to have Dwyane Wade at the 4 or the 5 spot. I'm gonna give Kevin Love the benefit of the doubt here and think that he meant something else or was trying to say something else when he said that, because what on earth kind of lineup do you have to run where Dwyane Wade is playing the 4 or the 5? What is going on? Listen to this.
Long way from having to make any kind of decision, but when that time comes, does the fact that Russell is locked in, does that factor into your thinking?
Absolutely. In what ways does that factor into Russell's here? Well, I mean, we've been on an unbelievable start right now, and him to be committed here, it says a lot, not only in us pairing together, but just knowing what type of dude Russ is and his values and his beliefs, and him being committed in this organization says a lot. And I'm one person that's enjoying it here, so I think when that time comes, the decision to be easier to make for myself.
That was Paul George once again speaking on how he feels about the Oklahoma City Thunder organization so far. The dude sounds like he's really liking it, and it's starting to sound more and more like he will be willing to re-sign with them once his contract is up in the summer of 2018. So that's great news for any Thunder fans out there, and it seems like OKC did learn from their mistakes. They know that a few years back that they should have just manned up and paid James Harden. They know they messed up big time by letting James Harden go, but it also sounds like they learned their lesson and they're not willing to let that happen again, because if they don't show this commitment to Paul George, Russell Westbrook, and Carmelo Anthony, those guys very well could have left next summer. However, with them paying Russell Westbrook all this money, it shows them that they are serious about winning this, because let's face the facts here, what would be the point of Oklahoma City letting Russell Westbrook go, letting Paul George go, letting Carmelo Anthony go, not paying these guys to win a ring? They all leave, and then they have to start the process over to try and find another Russell Westbrook, get a player he's probably not going to be as good as Russell Westbrook, and try and build around him when you had freaking Russell Westbrook. You got the talent now, and that means that you have to do everything in your power to build a championship caliber team around that player, and that's what it looks like they are trying to do, which is a great sign for the Thunder organization moving forward, even if that means going well over the luxury tax line, which they certainly will be. But that's going to do it for today. Let me know what you guys think about all of this down in the comment section below. But thank you once again for watching the video. Hope you guys did enjoy it. If you did, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more daily NBA videos. And until tomorrow, keep getting the buckets, Team SDC, and I'm out of here. Peace!